Alright, so this is going to be probably the hardest mission in Mordheim, just because they don't explain anything. I would not start this mission unless you have a leader that has Chains of Chaos and a pretty high level Impressive. Those are going to be the start of what you need to have going into this. And this first part's really simple. You never want to attack a sitting enemy because they have action points. So you just get your Impressive in there, throw them on the dodge, and you wait for the rat to respawn. You beat him pretty easily, and then you'll get a couple of globes after this, and then you'll move on to part 2, which is going to be killing the henchman before you get to Thag. Okay, and all I'm doing here, we're going to fast forward. All we're doing here is we're picking up those globes and we're imbuing them. Most of this is going to be done with Murga. And if you go to this platform right here, the enemy doesn't see you, and therefore they won't respond. But once you go past that and they see you, then they're going to attack, and they're basically invulnerable if they're not on fire. So what you're going to do is I'm just moving all my characters up into position. But really, once we go here, it's going to be Murga getting the rags and then turning them into fire. And then you want to get all the henchmen to line up in one spot, and then you can go in and kill them after. And so I really think there's only 2 ways to do this. The first one would be the way I'm doing it here. And the second would be if all of your henchmen were archers. But, you know, once he's engaged, you only got like a 30% chance to hit. You don't have to engage him because he's not going to go anywhere. But it's going to be a real long fight. And you might end up running out of imbued globes, which is when he's taking damage, he'll just regenerate health and you won't be able to do anything because the archer's only going to do 15 damage per pop. Okay, so now I've got my oil bombs. I know they're going to be coming, so I actually end up kind of missing here. I didn't realize that, and you're going to see it real quick, I didn't realize that the enemy could run around this one. It's pretty close, but it doesn't really end up affecting anything other than I have to throw another oil bomb. So there you go. He charged right around it, but effectively, because he has that Dark Blessing, he is invulnerable. So I'm gonna have to drop another one before I can get my Impressive to start supporting. And so as we go through, I did end up failing this one twice, and the first one I had no idea what was going on. So a lot of my characters now have like 10% chance to miss. But another one was the leader got hit by the curse, which does 9,999 damage, and just kills them randomly. It's one of those 1 in 100 chances that it's there. And I mean, once that happens, if you're not going to get it done, because without those chains of chaos, I really don't think I could have got it done. You just let Murga go and die. Easy way to do that is you would hit flee with her. She takes an automatic swing, then you run back into him. You keep it in flee until she dies, and that way none of your um, henchmen take any damage.
Objectives updated.
And again, you don't want to. I don't want to light my own characters on fire. It's just unnecessary damage. So being very careful of where I'm putting that. And you'll see at the end, I get lucky. I think Murga has 20 hit points at the end of this, but you get the mission done, and that's all that really matters. And then here, I'm going to waste a couple turns here, just because, again, I don't want them on fire, so we'll wait for the fire to burn out, and then we'll move forward. And you'll see that rag can be turned into the oil bomb. I think you do 5 per barrel. And so I'm going to show you the other 2 barrels really quick. Now here's a good thing. Once you've killed the first group, they will get respawns, and they're tough, but they all respawn on fire technically, which means none of them have the dark blessing. So once you get those check marks on the left done, any new enemy won't have it, and it's easy to do. One thing that happens on this one is the enemy character can't figure out a path to get me, so he's on the 3rd floor, just kind of running against a wall. And I was waiting for that to happen, but he never moved, so you're going to end up seeing it. That we had to go chase him down, and then we get to Thag after that. Okay, and so what I'm doing here is I don't want Murga to have the imbued or the oil bombs because they require the imbued is okay, but the oil bomb requires an action point, which is 2, and that's an entire attack from her, and it's too much damage to just give up. And so that's also another reason where you want your leader to have the Chains of Chaos, because you need the Chains of Chaos on Thag, but you don't want to waste damage with Murga. So the leader's just simply not as good as her, so it's easier to have him with that skill than her. And then right here, what you're going to see is I know of 3 places to make the oil bombs. You get all the rags and the cabinets, but here's number 2. You saw the first one, and the third one is right next to Thag. Okay, and here we go. Going for Thag. So you can see the buffs and debuffs on the right there. What you want to make sure is he burning, and has he lost his armor absorption, which is the imbued poison globe. The burning normally will get through 2 or 3 turns once it stops burning, but the imbued poison has to be reset every single turn. And so that's it would have been nice if my leader was a little stronger, but he only has 3 spots. But he's just sitting off on the side. So that's what we're doing here, is just making sure that he isn't imbued, because he can take 50% damage. But the bigger issue is that he has 50% magic resistance. So it's hard to get the Chains of Chaos off if he hasn't been hit by the imbued globe. So those, he has to be on fire. He has to have in the imbued globe, or you won't get it done. Okay, and I don't want to necessarily involve my other henchmen. They're not as good, and they don't have the dodge or parry. If they were level 10s, sure, they'd have 95% parry, but they don't. So I don't want them involved, because if Thag gets any health back, it makes it real challenging. So their entire function here is pretty much just keep my impressive, keep Murga, and keep my leader from being attacked by the random respawns that are coming. And so I'm just keeping them out of the way. All right, here you go. I mean, Murga, this is it. I know this is it. Murga's got 26 health, and she's on fire. So I know she's going to take 5 to 10 damage at the start. And she's going to be on fire for another 3 turns. So she could theoretically die here. So I just kind of run her off into the corner. Now we have to do the final thing, which is get the globes. 2 of the globes are right there on Thag, pretty easy. You see him pick them up. The other 2 globes, you have to go move the crane, and it's always going to be on the same crane. So I'm going to do that with my leader just because he's got some moves to go. And it's going to go up, and then you end up going and picking up. I get lucky here coming up with where my oppressive gets a stun, but you can see my characters are going down fast here. I have played all of the other campaigns. This is easily the most challenging mission of all of them. It doesn't help that it's Act 2 level 1, so none of your characters should be level 10 at this point. You can go do regular and get through it, but it's. I think this probably should have been Act 2 Mission 4, which is the final mission, but it didn't go along with the story that they were trying to tell. So, anyways, here you go. Hitting the crane, then I go pick up the crates, and that ends the mission.
Objective completed.
Be cunning mind.
Nice progress.
I'm just gonna show you what they got. Most of my guys, the impressive is 9, almost 10. Everyone else is around level 7s. I'm trying to go with a defensive heavy parry build, but you won't. You might not get there, or maybe you can go do more missions and come back when they are higher level, because if you have all purple gear and they all have all the skills, you'll do a lot better than I did on this run.
A most uncanny prize. Outstanding. Nice progress.